Happy Monday, everyone. We're having some technical difficulties over here. I actually filmed today's video about 30 minutes ago. An iMovie unexpectedly shut down and it deleted it. So I'm hoping that I can remember everything that I tried to cover with you all today. But first, again, happy Monday. Hope you all had a good weekend. And I actually missed not being able to film YouTube videos Saturday and Sunday. I missed connecting with you in this way. Hope you got to go outside. It was really beautiful. I feel like my dogs are already a little tired of me being home because I've been walking them 3 or more times a day, and my hair is a little windblown right now because I was just outside with them. And yeah, they're like, we're tired. They're sleeping most of the day now. Okay, so I'm going to get straight into our class shoutouts. We have a couple from that I wasn't able to get in time for last week. So Cam, Emma, and Liam, you're going to have some more shoutouts today. So listen up. First, we're going to go with Cam. All right. Cam, Addie says you're kind and she misses your joy and happiness. Connor says you're such a good helper. Abby said she would describe you as someone who's thoughtful, persuasive, generous, and understanding. Austin says he misses talking with you. Lila says that you always look for ways to include people. And Neri says you're courteous, you're easygoing, and you're helpful. 1 second, Lulu's being naughty. Back. The next ones are for Emma. So Emma, listen up. Addie says she misses your joy, the joy that you bring to our classroom each day. Connor says you're really smart. Abby says you're a great friend. You're always willing to listen when she has something on her mind, and she misses you a ton. Lila says you're super funny. Neri says that she would describe you as athletic, helpful, and responsible. And Sophie says thanks for coming to Hufflepuff's birthday. I bet that was really fun. Liam, listen up because these are for you. Addie says that she misses your smile and your joy. Connor says that you always make him laugh. Abby says that she's known you for a long time and you're truly one of a kind. That rhymes. Lila says you are always super kind, and Neri says you're courteous, helpful, and funny. Okay, now we have 3 new people. So you were supposed to get me in shout-outs for Vida, Ellie, and Myah Davis. If you didn't get them to me, please get them to me soon, and I will read them on tomorrow's YouTube video. Let's start with Myah Davis. I had a great talk with her on the phone the other day. All right. Will B says that he enjoys playing with you at recess, Myah. Myah, I hope you're listening. You deserve these compliments. Connor says he appreciates that you always respect people. Myah Ojenard said that she'd describe you as strong, kind, and energetic. Abby said that you're courageous, friendly, and strong. Lila said you're always kind. Neri would say that you are caring, loyal, and smart. And Will Moylan says that you are someone who's really kind. Okay, Ellie, listen up. These are for you. Oh, Myah, we're sending you good vibes. We really miss you. And get your shout outs in for Myah if you didn't get them to me yet. Ellie, these are for you, so listen up. Will B says that he always enjoyed being your reading partner. You were especially nice. Connor says you're a really good artist. Myah says that you're creative, inclusive, and kind. They must have been noticing your amazing artwork before we went on break, all the drawing you were doing. Abby says you're friendly, thoughtful, and caring. Lila says you're really nice and inclusive. Neri says that she would describe you as helpful, easygoing, and courteous. And Will Moylan wanted to give you a shout out because he thinks you're really nice. Ellie, we're sending you good vibes. We miss you a ton. And you'll get some more compliments tomorrow, I'm sure. All right, the next ones are for Vida. Vida, listen up. Here are your compliments and your shout outs. Wilby says, thanks for being so nice and helpful. Connor says, Vida is super funny. Myah Ojenard has a favorite memory of Vida. Vida, she says that at your last soccer game of the season, when you were playing goalie, you made lots of amazing dive saves and stopped the other team for scoring a ton of goals. And that's her favorite memory of you. That's cool, Vida. Abby says you're strong, brave, and powerful, and that she's really glad to have you as a friend. Lila says you're an amazing friend. Hope you guys have been able to talk. Neri says you're courteous, easygoing, and funny. Will Moylan says you're a good friend. Sophie said, shout out to Vida because of her kindness, and she's also someone who checks on Sophie when she's feeling sad. She'd always make her laugh, and it just makes her day. So, Vida, we miss you. We're sending you good vibes, and we hope you're doing well. So today, guys, before I start reading The Wild Robot, there's two things I want to get to. And the first is our friend Austin reached out to me over the weekend. And as you all know, if we were in the classroom, we'd have our morning circle every day, and Myah, Ojenard, and Connor would listen to see if anybody needed some spirit lifting, needed some extra good vibes or warmth around them. And so Austin reached out to me and said that if we were in the classroom, he would need to be on the good vibes chart because his grandma's going through a rough time right now, and he's worried, particularly worried about her. And so we need to send good vibes to Austin and his family and his grandma, and just hope they can get through this difficult time. And please know, Crater family, that Team Thompson is sending you all the good vibes. My second thing I wanted to talk about is I'm going to start doing a mindful minute. I have these really great cards called Peacemaker cards. And on each one, there is something that I can read to you all that can be a mantra that we say over and over to ourselves to remind us something. Or it can be an affirmation to remind ourselves and affirm that we have the skills that we need to get through a particularly strange and difficult time. When I read these cards to you, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit up straight, roll out my shoulders where I might feel stress, and take some deep breaths, and then say whatever the card says 3 times, okay? Something you could do is say it with me. You could create some art around what the card says, or you could complete a journal entry thinking about what the card says and how it pertains to you and what's going on in your life. Okay, so today our Mindful Minute card says, I am safe and secure. And this is a really good reminder for us. I saw online this weekend somebody wrote it's about your mindset right now. Like, I'm someone who likes to be really social and likes to be out and about. And right now I'm at home, and that's different for me. I only get to see James and my dogs right now. And that is so strange to me because I'm usually seeing about, 50 people a day when I'm at work. So reminding myself that I'm safe and secure is important. But the thing I saw online this week said, remind yourself you're not stuck at home, you're safe at home. So sit up straight, you can roll out your shoulders, take a deep breath. I am safe and secure. I am safe and secure. I am safe and secure. And all of these cards have little animals on them that symbolize something different. And I can share more about that with you later this week. But let's remember I'm safe and secure. And that actually connects us to what's about to happen in The Wild Robot. As you remember, Roz was learning how to communicate with the animals, and he is learning their language. So it's going to start, our story is going to start today where they're at this safe space that they have every morning. So let's get ready to read. All right, I'm on chapter 21, if you want to read along. This chapter is called The Introduction. There was an hour each morning in the dim light of dawn when all the island animals were safe. You see, long ago they had agreed not to hunt or harm one another during that hour. They called it the Dawn Truce. Most morning, the island residents would gather in the great meadow and spend the hour chatting with friends. Of course, not everyone attended these gatherings. The bears had never made an appearance. The vultures circled high above. But on this particular morning, an unusually large group of animals had come out to discuss some important news. Settle down, everyone, settle down. I have something to say. Swooper the owl hooted to the crowd from the lowest branch of a dead tree. Last night, I saw a mysterious creature right here in the great meadow. It seemed to be covered in grass, so I couldn't get a good look at it, but I think it may have been a monster. Looks of concern swept over the crowd. What was the creature doing? Said Dart the Weasel. It was speaking, said Swooper. It was strange. It kept repeating the same words over and over again, but each time it sounded a little different. At first, it sounded like a cricket, and then it sounded like a raccoon, and then it sounded like an owl. What was it saying? Said Dig Down, the groundhog. Well, I could be mistaken, said Swooper. But I think it was saying, hello, my name is Roz. The crowd began to chatter. Well, just where was this creature? Said Fink the fox. Everyone turned as the owl slowly pointed his wing to a grassy lump in the meadow. It was a rather ordinary-looking grassy lump, until it began to move. As you probably guessed, that grassy lump was Roz. She had been there the whole time, camouflaged, watching, listening, and with all the animals looking at her, she decided to introduce herself. The crowd stared in disbelief as the grassy lump started shaking and bulging upward and crumbling apart. And there was the robot. Then, using her body and voice, the robot spoke to the animals in their own language. Hello, my name is Roz. The crowd gasped. Swooper fluttered up from his branch and screeched, It's a monster! I'm not a monster, said Roz. I am a robot. A flock of sparrows suddenly took off. Leave us alone, squeaked Dart as he crouched low in the grass. Return to whatever horrible place you've come from. I come from here, said Roz. I have spent my whole life on this island. I have to remember to use a robot voice. She doesn't have much emotion. Well, why haven't you spoken to us sooner? Screeched the owl from high up in the tree. I did not know animal language until now, said the robot. Crown Point, the buck, so that's a deer with probably big antlers, had heard enough, and he slipped into the forest with his family. So what do you want from us? Growled Fink, the fox. I have observed that different animals have different ways of surviving, said the robot. I would like each of you to teach me your survival techniques. I'm not going to help you, screeched the owl from the very top of the tree now. You seem so unnatural. The monster is just waiting to gobble us up, shrieked Dig Down, and the groundhog disappeared into a hole. I will not gobble anyone up, said Roz. I have no need for food. You don't need food? Fink relaxed a bit. Well, I need food and lots of it. Why don't you make yourself useful and find me some food? What would you like me to do? Said Roz. Can you hunt? The fox smiled at a hare on the far side of the gathering. It's almost time for my breakfast. I cannot hunt, but I could gather berries. The fox's smile disappeared. Berries? I'm hungry for meat, not berries. Good luck to you, Roz. You're going to need it. And the fox trotted away. Roz looked up at the tree, but the owl had gone. And when the robot looked down again, she realized everyone else had gone too. Yikes. Okay, chapter 22. The new word. A new word was spreading across the island. The word was Roz. Everyone was talking about the robot, and they wanted nothing to do with her. I don't think I'll feel very comfortable knowing that Roz is here on the prowl. I hope Roz camouflages herself as a rock forever. Shh, there's Roz now. Let's get out of here. Roz wandered the island, covered in dirt and green growing things, and wherever she went, she heard unfriendly words. The words would have made most creatures quite sad, but as you know, robots don't feel emotions, and in these moments, that was probably for the best. Chapter 23, The Wounded Fox. My face, my beautiful face, somebody help. Fink the fox was lying on a log, howling in pain with a face full of long, sharp quills when Roz appeared. Isn't there anybody else who can help? Would you like me to leave? Said the robot. No, please don't go. I'll take what I can get. What happened? I didn't think that porcupine could see me in the bushes, but when I went for his throat, suddenly there were quills in my face. Why did you go for his throat? Why do you think? Because I was hungry. If you had not attacked the porcupine, you would not have quills in your face. Yes, Roz, I know that, but a fox gotta eat. I just didn't expect him to put up such a fight. Look, there are even quills in my paws. I can't walk, my face is numb. I could die if you don't help me. What would you like me to do? Said the robot. I'd like you to pull out the quills. Roz calmly knelt beside Fink and said, I will pull out the quills. The robot started to tug on a quill, but it snapped off in her fingers. Fink yelped and said, pinch it closer to the skin. So Roz pinched the broken quill closer to the skin, and then, very, very slowly, she pulled it out. The fox winced in pain and said through his teeth, "Please, Roz, pull them out faster. This is agony." Roz quickly tugged out another quill, then another and another. The fox lay perfectly still, eyes closed tightly, wind whistling through his nose until every single quill had been removed and placed in a neat pile beside him. Fink struggled to his feet. "Thanks, Roz. I owe you one." The fox smiled briefly, and he limped away. Chapter 24, The Accident. This is going to be a good chapter, guys. The Accident. As Roz wandered through springtime, she saw all the different ways that animals entered this world. She saw birds guarding their eggs like treasures until the chicks finally hatched. She saw deer give birth to fawns, who were up and running in a matter of minutes. Many newborns were greeted by loving families, and some were on their own from their very first breath. And as you're about to find out, a few poor goslings would never even get a chance to hatch. Roz was climbing down one of the forest cliffs when the accident happened. The wind started blowing out of the north, and suddenly clouds were rushing over the island. With the clouds came a spring shower, a downpour actually, and there was our robot. I lost my spot. And there was our robot clamping her hands onto a wet block of stone on the side of the cliff. But the block couldn't handle that extra weight, and as the heavy robot hung there, cracks suddenly shot through the stone, and it started breaking apart. Down went the robot, plummeting into the treetops below. She crashed through branch after branch before finally hooking an arm around one. Then she dangled here, gently swinging as rocks roared past her on their way to the forest. When the dust settled, Roz shimmied down the tree trunk. The ground was littered with broken rocks and splintered wood and pulverized shrubs, and within all that rubble was a goose nest that had been torn to shreds. 2 dead geese and 4 smashed eggs lay among the carnage. The robot stared at them with her softly glowing eyes, and something clicked deep inside her computer brain. Roz realized she had caused the deaths of an entire family of geese. Chapter 25, The Egg. As Roz stood in the rain, staring down at those poor, lifeless geese, her sensitive ears detected a faint peeping sound coming from somewhere nearby. She followed the peeps over to a clump wet of leaves on the ground, and when she peeled back the leaves, she discovered a single perfect goose egg sunk in the mud. "Mama! Mama!" peeped a tiny muffled voice from within the egg. The robot gently cradled the fragile thing in her hand. Without a family, the unhatched gosling inside would surely die. Roz knew that some animals had to die for others to live. That was how wilderness worked. But would she allow her accident to cause the death of yet another gosling? After a moment, the robot started to walk. Carefully holding the egg, she moved through the forest and away from that sad scene. But she didn't get far before Fink burst out from the bushes. "There's our egg laying in the brush." "What happened?" the fox panted. "The whole forest was shaken." "There was an accident," said the robot. "I was climbing those cliffs when the rocks started to fall." "You should be more careful," said Fink as he checked out the robot's new scrapes and dents. "I'll need your help if I've ever have more porcupine trouble." "I will be more careful." "What do you have there?" said Fink, looking up at Roz's hands. "A goose egg." "Oh, I love eggs. Can I eat it?" "No." "Please?" "No." "Why do you want it?" the fox scowled. "I thought you didn't eat food." "You may not have this egg, Fink." The fox sighed. He scratched his chin, and then he started sniffing the breeze. His nose had found the scent of the dead geese. "You can keep your egg," he said as he trotted toward the cliffs. "I smell something better." The robot walked on through the misty forest for a long time, until she was standing beneath a sprawling oak tree. Roz placed the egg on a pad of moss. Then she snatched grass and twigs from the ground and delicately wove them together to make a little nest. She placed the egg inside the nest, placed the nest on her flat shoulder, and climbed up into the branches. And that's where we're going to stop today. So what's going to happen? She has this egg now that was calling out for Mama. She's going to have to protect it in the wilderness in this little makeshift nest that she's made. So I mentioned earlier that I made a video already and it got deleted. So I have pulled out 3 names already. And so our shout outs for next week are Will Moylan, our good old friend Andy, and Connor. There are lots of nice things you can say about these 3 kiddos. So get your shout-outs in to me ASAP, and if you haven't given your shout-outs to the first 6 kiddos, I can take those too and read them tomorrow or whenever you get them to me. I will see you all tomorrow and have a great Monday. Let me know if you need help with anything. I'm here for you.